Put the throws, put the guys in place, put the position in place, move the line, do this, show the leadership of a quarterback that we see on other teams to show that, hey, there might be something here.
Like the quarterback of the Rams. Like, be a leader like him.
No.
Like, rise up when everything's bad around you. Rise up and do it. Is that what you're saying?
We're not saying that. What we're saying is,
it sounds like
his way. No, I'm saying to do it his way.
He's a great quarterback. When he plays within his element, don't try to do too much. Just do what we practice our practice. Because when he goes outside his norm to try to make plays, it always backfires. He needs to cut that out. Isn't that right there?
Well, you know what? If I could, Joique, you know what? I would be there in Minnesota, and I would be on that offensive line with my Coast Portland machete, cutting the way through for DeAndre Swift or whatever, but I can't. But you can. CoastPortland.com. Use WSN20. 20% off. Machetes, knives, lamps, lights, whatever you need. Petoskey Stones, right, Tammy? You got them. Anyways, we got no gift certificates left, so there's no more promotion. I'm working on it, but until then, go to CoastPortland.com. WSN20. Tell them the Big D Energy sent you. Neal Ruhl, Joique Bell, Darren McCarty. We are here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. We'll be right back talking some hockey.
Pull up.
Papa Romano's has a pizza that is pleased to meet you. The Mizza Pizza is a sizzling deal and fully loaded with pepperoni, ham, Italian sausage, ground beef, and bacon. Get a large Mizza Pizza for $16.99 at paparomanos.com.
You know why realtors love using Hall Financial as a lender? Because of our commitment to speed and service. We have nearly 4,000 five-star reviews already. Call today, 248-308-5000, or go to callhallfirst.com.
Back here on a Friday, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Joique Bell, D-Mac, Darren McCarty in the house. High school football, we're right in the meat of the high school football season. Woodward Sports has you covered. Every Friday, we broadcast one of the best games in Metro Detroit on the Woodward Sports Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Brought to you by Woodward Sports and The Prep. It's the Friday Night Clash. Tonight, as a matter of fact, at 9 o'clock, we will have Romeo and Sterling Heights Stevenson for you. The MAC Red Championship hangs in the balance.
George, do you remember playing in those games? High school game, big high school game or whatever. What's it like the day of?
Oh, man. That was some great times.
You can't wait to play, right?
Don't bring back those memories.
Come on, man.
Don't say high school. Don't say high school. No, because growing up, so high school was special to me, right? High school was special to me because growing up as a kid, I wasn't a big college fan. I wasn't a big NFL fan. I had favorite players, and I had schools that I would root for, like Michigan, as far as football, MSU as far as basketball. But I used to look up to our varsity team. My varsity high school, we had Laquan Butler. He was quarterback, my big cousin. I thought he was just like the Mount Rushmore. I thought he was the best quarterback ever, athletic. He was like Mike Vick, wore number 7. We had who else? We had some dogs. We had Jimmy Harris, linebacker. You remember T.J. Duckett?
Oh yeah.
So T.J. Duckett was a monster with the Kalamazoo, Lori Norks, and he said the hardest hit he ever took was against Jimmy Harris, who also played for Ben Harbor High School, and he knocked his knee brace off. And I said, wow. I said, man, he was a beast. And so I'm a kid looking at this stuff, right, watching this stuff, and so when I got the opportunity to play for Ben Harbor High School, I had a lot of pride. I wanted to win every game. I remember my sophomore year, they had me at quarterback, and then my junior year, running back, senior year, quarterback, because quarterback had left, so I was playing quarterback my senior year. But yeah, undefeated season, my sophomore year, and had a pretty decent career. Yeah, so it was a great time, man. That was Friday nights, so we had this grass field. I think we had the best grass field in the state. I'm not gonna lie. We had like the light green, dark green, light green.
Oh, that's tight.
They took care of our field. Real, shout out to Bob. Bob took care of the field. He still takes care of the field to this day. And so we take a lot of pride in those late nights. They got the lights on. Fans come out. Stadium can hold about 10 to 15,000 people. Oh, it was nice. Oh.
Join us as Joique Bell brings you another episode of Down Memory Lane.
Reminiscing with Joique Bell.
Yeah. of his days at Benton Harbor High School. You know a funny story? You know that Detroit Lions Hometown Heroes thing we do, where the weekend of the home games, we have the Hometown Heroes on? The coordinator for Veteran Affairs is Ronnie Cyrus. He actually used to stripe the field at Wayne State when you were a player there. And he told me to ask you about the one day it rained a lot, so they got the field striped really late. So everybody had paint all over their jerseys the whole time?
Well, when I got there, I never played on the grass at Wayne State. I only played on the turf.
On the turf? Yeah.
So he was, I guess that was before my time.
It might have been like the year before you got there or something like that. Yeah, he is.
Ron's
He is.
old.
No, hey, but what's going through a young Joique Bell's mind? Because I remember how I was. We have basketball games or whatever, and just sitting there like in third-hour math class.
Home game or away game? I'm gonna tell you because it makes a difference. Home game or away game?
The home game. You just don't want to be there. I didn't want to be. I was like, man, I just want to go play this game.
Yeah, so home games was cool because you wear your jersey to the school, so everybody know you're on the football.
You got the juice.
Yeah, you got the juice. You go into class, you do your work, you come out in the hallway. You got a lot of love. Homecoming was always lit. The away games was just as good because sometimes they let us leave school early, so it's a lightweight flex when they call can we have all the football players come down? So you get up like this. You get up out of class. All right, y'all, I'm out. It's like a get out of jail free card. All right, y'all, we out. You walk out and damn, we should have played football.
I played rugby in high school after the junior season.
Did you really?
Over. Oh, hell yeah, I loved it. It was I actually had invited to try out for the Canadian junior rugby team. That was pretty good back in. But I never played football. But the whole thing is that our classes, right? We didn't have a class afternoon. We'd sit from lunchtime. We'd be in the cafeteria playing euchre or whatever till the game or whatever like this. But it was pretty much. It was pretty cool. I went to Quinny High School in Belleville, which is now closed down, but Quinny Saints forever. Shout out to Dankin Killer.
I'll tell you this much. The football team was good. Like we got love. But my hometown was more of a basketball town. And so we got more love for the basketball team when I played than the football team by far. I mean, they would put us in hotels sometimes night before the game as we get later into the season and as we went into the playoffs because we always had like a lot at stake. And so they'll put us in a hotel, take our cell phones, and then let anybody know where we were. So I felt like, I'm not going to say that because that's not a funny matter, but I felt like I was at somebody's house and they took our phones. And
Well, the last night down at LCA, the Red Wings closed out the home portion of the exhibition season. D-Mac, your boy Joe Valeno getting on the board.
Good win by the fellas last night. Obviously, the young lineup you had, the deciders in there. Tyler Bertuzzi playing his first game. But look at here. Joe Valeno, where was he set up? He set up in Zadina's office. That's right. So they know that spot works. Joe Valeno, obviously, probably our third-line centerman, a guy who's got some big shoes to hopefully fill, but not looking out of place at all. I think we knew that last year when he come up and got a cup of coffee at the end. But, man, this team is exciting to watch. And like I said it yesterday, it's good to see that they're in a position that guys will be rewarded. So guys will make this team. I know that we talked about this, that next Thursday's the home opener. We're going to do a pretty good preview of this team.
We'll do a hockey blowout
day, but it'll be interesting. Like I said, through the weekend, they got one more game in Buffalo Saturday. What I liked last night, goaltending was solid, and you're gonna play. This is a typical NHL hockey game that this team's gonna play throughout the year, where they're gonna be tied probably in the third period late, and can they find a way to win? And they were able to do that. And I also like the way they finished off the game. Bertuzzi with the empty netter in his first game back, so they're exciting to watch. I think anybody who was down there, can appreciate that. It's still baby steps. You don't look at this team, to get way ahead. But it'll be interesting to see what the final roster is going in an opening game. And here's the beauty, Neal. I think what you see is that there might be a couple guys on here that don't get through the waiver wire. But there's also some young guys that'll be up and down this year in Grand Rapids, and it's a plug and play. So I'm excited. I'm excited because we got size on the back end, we got speed on the front end, we got some experience. Like I said, 2023, but this year you can see that all the work by Steve Yzerman and his staff is coming to fruition. It looks like, and the big thing, Alex Tanguay. former teammate of mine in Calgary, and we know him from the Colorado days. You can really see is the structure on the power play is that everybody's on the same page. So it's not about scoring, but it's about getting it set up and getting in and getting the opportunities. So a lot of good things for this team, but now it's the battle with consistency like every other team in the league.
And you know my stance on it. 14-ish million in cap space this year, 45 million estimated cap space next year. The books are getting right, Darren.
But isn't that like when you see the big picture, right? Because right there, you just took a stroll up to the top where the crow's nest was, and you looked and went, oh, wow, there is land out there. There is stuff to be built and stuff. And
yeah, we don't just see water anymore.
What makes me happy, too, Neal, is you're telling me all this, and I see all this, and we know all this with this young talent that's all fighting for positions. I didn't even mention Lucas Raymond because he didn't play last night and stuff like that. I expect him. These are young guys. This is exciting. And I'll tell you, I'm more excited than I thought I would be just because I see the future like you do. And it ain't about this year, it ain't about next year.
Right.
It's about 2023. So, I mean, it's going to be exciting. Now, I'll say this one last time, and I say it at every Red Wings season ticket thing I do, is that I will be the one saying, I told you so, when there's no place to watch the game. So if you want to get down there now, and you might want to be down there because it's coming and it ain't going away. That's the thing. This ain't smoke and mirrors. This ain't one and done. We know what's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. And I don't know when, but it's when.
Right, and that is how it's going to break down.
It's when.
It's not
that
when.
Makes sense.
It's not when. It's when. And they are doing some cool stuff down there too. I mean, as far as a marketing department, Olympia put out their thing yesterday. They're doing like a combo deal for opening day where you can get tickets to opening day for the Red Wings and the Tigers, and it starts at like just $59. So it's like an exciting time. You can be a part of it. You starting to feel the juice in Joique? The Red Wings, the Pistons, just the whole vibe. Do you see the light at the end of the tunnel?
No.
All right, good talk.
Joique, you been to a hockey game at LCA?
No.
All right.
No. You said, have I ever been to one?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
At LCA?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got to get the show out
We're
there.
all going to go. We're going to have a family
actually,
trip one of these days to go watch and
Big D Energy
see
night.
what they are. The Big D Energy. We're going to go.
No.
We're going to go look because Neal's going to pick out where he thinks the Federer.
Hey, I want to be clear. You're
should
talking
go
about for this year, right?
afterwards.
You're talking about for this year, right?
Yeah, we got to get down there. Yeah, I mean,
No. I'm saying you say like
the juice for the year.
The juice means like the bill,
No,
right?
I mean this year,
It's gonna be
for
rough.
the Pistons, for the Red Wings, for the Lions. They're all in the same boat. We just
They
want
are.
to see. We just want
Well,
to see
I
them.
think some are further along than others. Right?
Yeah.
The Lions are in a different boat than everybody.
But to Joique's point, though,
But you feel
they're
the
all
juice on
roughly
the
the same.
Pistons, and no, you feel the juice on the Pistons, and like because the cars started, right? We're still waiting for this thing to leave Allen Park. It's got 34 games to leave. If they want to leave sooner, that's fine. But what I'm saying is, when you say juice, I mean, do you feel the buzz starting, right?
Right, man. I mean, no, you feel the buzz. You feel the buzz.
Juice is music
around here. For people who know Detroit sports.
Oh, yeah, but that's
Around
all
here,
I care
yes, you feel
about.
the
That's
juice.
why we're
But
Sports
on that
Network. I don't care about anybody else.
On that
It's about
national
Detroit
level,
versus everybody.
They don't see what
Feel
we
the
see.
juice here.
They're not seeing what we see.
they still see
I
it.
don't care
No,
about
they
them.
don't. The
They're
national,
always
they
the
don't
last
see it.
ones to see it. As long as we see it.
Right. But no, I mean, again, the Pistons thing, which we'll get into too as the season starts, I just want people to tap the brakes a little bit with that, because I think having the number 1 overall pick certainly changed things sooner rather than later, but not right this second.
No,
if that makes any
nothing's
sense.
right
and
this
and if
second.
their win total's still in the 20s, like they can
Good.
win 28 games,
12
and you can see a
what
ton of
year is
improvement. It's 2021.
Okay, 2023. I'm concussed a lot and fully medicated, but I think that's 2 years, right? Gosh, guys, just let's see where we're at then. And you know what? If they want to show us something more before then, please do. But our expectations. And, Joique, to your point, the buzz around here has to be, everybody has to be all in on the buzz, and then they get it nationally. But who cares if they ever get it nationally? That's the point.
And I will say this, too, about the Red Wings fans. Remember when Steven Stamkos was a free agent?
Yeah.
And there was the talk, the Red Wings fans were talking, that's a guy that we need to get now and need to turn things around. I'm just saying that right now he still has $26 million and 3 years left on his contract. You know what I'm saying? But my point is, those moves that you don't make, like the fantasy sports in us that everybody wants you to make, that's what the reality is, right? He's 31.
But here's the thing, right? So we're not in a position to sign a Steven Stamkos then, but in 2 years, we'll be in a position with all the money to sign a younger Steven Stamkos.
Yeah, and I will say this too: the difference, and you talked about like national perception and stuff like that. And Joique, you can probably speak to this, being the Detroit thing. The difference with the Red Wings, I think, in all this is that is a destination place. To play for the Detroit Red Wings, if you're a hockey player, to play for the Detroit Red Wings, to where with the Pistons, the Detroit thing maybe is a little different. With the Lions, it's a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Like for the Red Wings, this is like a hockey mecca in terms of the NHL.
Yeah.
That's a little bit different.
It is different. You got to look at also who's playing these sports. You know, some of the best hockey players are from where?
Canada, from Michigan, Midwest.
Yeah, so they used to being up in this weather, and most of the best basketball players or a lot of the best football players, they're not from up. Now we have some that's from up here, but usually a lot of these guys are
Florida, Texas, California.
Florida, Texas, Cali, and so they want to be in those sunshine shit. That's what they used to. I know that's something that we haven't put into perspective, but that plays a major part. When guys want to retire, want to go somewhere, like Marshawn Lynch, he wanted to go play for the Bay to retire.
Right.
He didn't want to stay in Buffalo.
Right.
He didn't want to stay in Buffalo. And so you have these type of things where, people decide based off of what they're used to and what they want, So.
Yeah.
But that's what's attracting, though, is when the Red Wings, right, who's at the top? Steve Yzerman, right? Who's calling the shots?
Yeah.
A.J. Hinch is going to bring some guys over. Yeah. That's why it matters, because we got guys in position.
Absolutely. You should be in position for lunch right now. Ooh. An even better position to be in is to go to paparomanos.com. They got a pizza that's pleased to meet you. The Pizza Pizza. Pepperoni, ham, Italian sausage, ground beef, bacon, topped with a blend of fresh cheeses. The Pizza Pizza. It's Friday. We're going to be coming up on that time soon where, for those of you that are in that, you got to steer clear of the meat on Friday or whatever. They got you. Get a Caesar salad. Go to the menu. Go to the website. Check out the menu. Get it delivered to the work spot. Be a hero. Everybody in all the cubicles will celebrate you if you go to paparomanos.com. Squad up for lunch with Papa Romano's Pizza.
Tony is a third-generation logger that has a simple, practical approach to life and work. That's why his Coast DX342 knife is perfect for him. The stainless steel blade is rust-resistant and made for all-weather use. And the double roll-lock safety ensures that it will never inadvertently close when he doesn't want it to. That's why Coast is trusted tough.
Big D Energy Woodward Sports Network, second hour of the show. We're coming down the stretch on a Friday, and we've been talking a lot of Lions, Vikings. And remember, Woodward Sports, your home for the best pregame, the best postgame coverage in the city. Like Tron, living in the city. We got you covered with the pregame show in Royal Oak at O'Toole's. Brought to you by Jose Cuervo, Ryan Armani, Maz, Jade from WRIF. Kennedy and more will host the pregame show live on Woodward Sports and 101.1 WRIF. Again, that's from 11 to 1 in O'Toole's. Postgame, we got you downtown as well. Stick will be out there from the brass rail at Adams and Woodward's. They start broadcasting at the 2-minute warning. And the watch party and the after party for every Lions game. Woodward Sports live with Stick. There'll be DJs, drinks, a Woodward VIP section, food, and more. Make sure you stop by after every Lions home game when you're downtown at the Brass Rail Detroit. Your home, Woodward Sports is, for the very best Lions pregame and postgame coverage. But hour number 2 of the show. Did want to touch on this because I'm curious to get your guys' thoughts, because I think for me, as a civilian, as a sports fan, I travel with some teams, so I do understand like the locker room culture to a degree. I don't live it every single day of my life, but this Kyrie Irving situation with the Nets, and the Nets have to decide if Kyrie Irving is going to be a part-time player, and they haven't decided yet on whether they're going to accommodate Kyrie Irving as a part-time player this season if he does not get vaccinated, and that comes from Wojo and Brian Windhorst of ESPN. And D-Mac, we got some insight into some of your thoughts when we talked about the Bertuzzi situation, which he says he doubled down on the fact he will not be vaccinated, so he will not be able to play in the games in Canada. And I want to get both of your take on it.
Because of Brooklyn, because of San Francisco, because of the rules and the laws and stuff like this. I think the biggest thing is when you have something in the organization that ownership, the general manager, they got to go to Kevin Durant. They got to go to the Hardens. They got to. What do you guys want to do? If he says, that's our dog, and then you figure it out. But if they say, hey, whatever, you got to be the bad guy, or we can't do this because, Jason Kidd's got to figure out a way to coach. And if it doesn't, there's got to be conversations. So does this surprise me? Not really, with all the different things that I've heard out of Kyrie's mouth from Flat Earth and
that is true.
Different things, just opinions. But again, it's basketball. It is a little different because there's less guys. But I think you go to the fact that he's not the alpha there, Kevin Durant is, and talk to them and see how it plays out. But to me, it's a way ugly situation. Because it throws off your locker room, right? So he can play here and can't play there. So you're rolling, and he comes in and then messes up, your flow. I don't get it.
Yeah, and Joique, again, I'm curious to get your take on this whole situation as well. Because again, the accountability factor. I mean, if some guys are doing it, it's a sticky situation.
Yeah, you know what? Everyone is their own man. He makes his own decisions. He has to live with those decisions. He's more in his right to put whatever he wants in his body, and then the NBA is a business, so they have every right to run it how they want to run it. And so, if this is the way that they want to do it, and there's no medium, I think the medium is him playing, some games here and no game. Now, where kind of what D-Mac alluded to is that it's going to affect the team. When I say it's going to affect the team, no, he might not be the alpha there, but he is a very important piece in this chess game for the Brooklyn Nets. This arguably one of the best ball handlers in the NBA, and the way that he can, and probably one of the best finishers at the rim in the NBA as well. So he is he's a crucial piece to this team moving forward and their success going forward. And will this help him out? Missing half the games, I guess we can call it load management.
Load management.
Yeah.
Canuck Duke says if it's Nets Lakers in the final, then Kyrie can't play. Why would the Nets entertain that option?
My thing too is, what if the rules change? They make a deal or something like this, and then all of a sudden, the rules change for cities and arenas, and then you've got rid of a guy like Joy said is one of the best finishers ever at the rim and stuff. We're having this conversation because when guys are talented and teams look out and say, we need this guy, how do we make it work? You don't say that for a guy that's just a throw-in or an extra guy. You see different guys get traded, released and stuff. So
you see that type of stuff.
It's interesting because life's gonna change. When does it change? Where things either relax more, or what if it gets to a point where it doesn't matter if you're vaccinated and the Nets make a deal and it comes back to bite them. But again, if he's there and then he can't play here and they play in the finals and he can't play against the Warriors, it's a mess, a bigger mess. And I guess the Red Wings mess ain't that big now. But the one thing is, if Steve Yzerman has said his piece and you see Bertuzzi playing and stuff, they've worked it out. There's a conversation that's had, whether we like it or not, then that's been addressed in that locker room. Because
I remember when this story dropped, D-Mac, you were pretty animated about it.
I'm adamant.
My takeaway was that
decision. Here's the thing. I'm adamant of what I would have done. If it's Darren McCarty in the situation he was with the Steve Yzerman. Now, Tyler Bertuzzi is not Darren McCarty, but obviously Steve Yzerman and Tyler Bertuzzi have had a conversation because Tyler Bertuzzi was in the lineup yesterday. Right. So he's part of the team moving forward. So this has been a conversation that I know put behind them. Just because I disagree, if I was Tyler Bertuzzi or Darren McCarty was in that locker room, but I'm one of those. That's Steve Yzerman is the guy for me, for Darren McCarty. So I follow him. But Tyler Bertuzzi is his own man. But again, the organization has talked about it and figured it out. The Nets, they have no idea what's going on, right? They don't know what to do. So I think it comes from KD and they move from there.
Well, even KD came out and said that he feels that Kyrie is going to be a part of the team. He said, "Hey, I might be naive, but this is what I believe."
I like that line
I might be naive.
from KD. I might be naive,
but
no.
because at the same time, I want people to understand, like, every player has their free will to pick if they want to get the shot or not. All right, and so you knew like something like this was going to happen. You knew you weren't just going to have 100% cooperation. Now the thing is, the players who did get the vaccination and the players who didn't get the vaccination, regardless of who these people are, you have to respect their decision. You might not like it, but you have to respect it. Like women, the Me Too movement, my body, my choice.
Yeah, well, for me, it is that. I mean, it's not mandated. You know what I'm saying? Like that, you don't have to do this. You don't have to get it, and it's one of those situations where, and look, you may see this as a cop out, but you guys know me. You know this is my thing. Both things can be true here. And this is the ultimate example of both things can be true. And it comes down to this the same way it always does. It is an economic situation. The Red Wings feel that they are better with Tyler Bertuzzi, minus the games in Canada, than they are without him. The Nets have to make the decision. Are we better off with Kyrie Irving, with the games he can play, or are we better off without him? And all the evidence that both of you guys have given, and I'll say even another one, when the Cavs won that title, Kyrie Irving made the big shot.
Oh, absolutely.
He made the big shot. He took the big shot, and he made the big shot. He can play. Now, you can say he's off the wall as far as some of the takes he has with the flat earth and all that kind of stuff, and I think we've proven that the earth is not flat. No one's ever sailed off the edge of it or anything like that. But, whatever. I don't care. Believe what you want. You can do what you want as long as doing what you want leaves me alone.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, right. I sweep my own front doormat.
I don't care what you do. If I'm not doing it, do it way, 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 way far away from me.
Yeah, it's just, it's that. CJ Schneider says Kyrie is just a pure contrarian. And, I'm starting to notice that a little bit. And people have said that about me before with my Michigan takes. And I would disagree because I have data.
Yeah, you have facts.
I have Googleable, as I like to say. That's a word I like to use. You can take it to Google and you can look. I'm not being a contrarian. I'm just telling you what I think. But this does have some contrarian stuff too. When you start talking about flat Earth, you're a contrarian.
I don't know what that means,
I would tell you
whatever.
one thing.
It sounds cool, but I don't think it is.
Yeah.
I would tell you this.
It's a cool word, but I don't want to be one.
It's no, I'm not gonna get into that. But,
and Joique, you're the king of like getting to something, saying how great it was going to be, and then not do it.
No, because what he's talking about, like stuff like in Antarctica, how they talk about like it's a big wall up, and then it's a part of Antarctica that's the size of the U.S. that hasn't been explored, and so he might be.
Joique, do you remember?
In the back. Yeah. We had a whole conversation in the back.
Joique is very open-minded about stuff.
I'm open-minded,
and that's cool.
Yeah, it's just.
We talked about it.
Yeah.
We talked about it. Art was very close-minded about it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
No, you wasn't. It wasn't even that you was close-minded about it. You was just running around busy. And you was. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, because then you guys started talking about Pizzagate and all that. I don't know. You guys were going on about it. So.
I think that was Justin.
Yeah, it was Justin. Speaking of which, he's going to let you know if you're hot or cold later on today.
Yeah, speaking of hot and cold, start a new career in the industry that's always essential. You know what though? I was at home last night and I was cold, right? So my heat went out, so I had to turn on my fireplace to give me some. I should have called Northwestern Tech, but it was after hours, so I had to figure it out myself. And I couldn't figure it out myself because I didn't learn about it. To learn more about it, go to northwesterntech.edu. I'm Joique Bell. This is Neal Ruhl. That's Darren McCarty. And this is Big D Energy.
I make this look good.
Okay, you thirsty little spin goblins. I want you to pedal into the next dimension. Spin it! Spin! Spin! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame. Spin! Spin! Spin till you bleed!
Don't ride the bike of shame. Come to Planet Fitness and find your own lane with tons of equipment, free fitness training, and no hissing. Join today for just $10 a month.
Yeah, we can see.
Back at it here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Joique Bell, Darren McCarty. My name is Neal Ruhl. Happy you are with us. Our YouTube chat thread. Appreciate everybody getting involved on there. You're listening on the radio as well. 93.5 The Roar, 99.1 FM, and of course, 94.7 WCSX HD2. Don't forget, subscribe to the podcast, Big D Energy. You missed the show, latest episodes will go right directly to your phone. They pop up on there. Just push play and get to it and listen to Big D Energy anytime, anywhere with your phone. Joique, we got a big special birthday in the house today, right?
We have a special birthday. We do. We do have a special birthday. You know what, though? One of my favorite people in the world, my backbone, is my Grammy Whammy's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Grammy Whammy.
Happy birthday, Grammy Whammy.
Giving out a Big D Energy. Happy birthday.
Huh?
You want to sing her happy birthday? Happy birthday
we're gonna sit up. She don't like that one. She happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Love you, Grammy Whammy.
Grammy Whammy, happy birthday.
Big D Energy.
Big D.
Big D.
Big D birthday.
I'm just playing, Grandpa. We just joking.
Pull up on me.
Can I get that? Can we freeze frame that look when that's a Joique Bell? What you talking about, Will?
That is special. College football this weekend. Michigan, the primetime ABC game at Nebraska. Michigan State's at Rutgers.
Which game are you more nervous for?
Yeah.
Who are you more nervous for?
Nebraska, for sure. I think MSU, they're going to dog walk Rutgers. They're going to dog walk them. But Nebraska's game is going to be a pretty good game.
Yeah, but it doesn't scare you that Michigan played Rutgers so close, or they held Michigan down. You know what? I believe both Michigan teams come out with a win, but this will be the most stressful weekend, right? You know, for our fandom. I think it's going to be closer, but I think they do pull it out.
I would say this would be the most.
But I would say Michigan, I'm more worried.
Yeah.
About Nebraska.
See, why is that? Why is it on Monday I got to hear they're back and I told you and everything like that, but then the lead up to the game I got to hear I'm really worried about Nebraska.
Did you hear that from me or did you hear that from Joique?
I'm just saying in general, everywhere.
No.
I hear that everywhere.
But
did you hear that from D-Mac?
We were the two that were telling you, so the other people, they're the diehard Michigan fans might, but from what I think that this year they're taking the tact of their coach. And they're being responsible, and it's not like, oh, we're going to blow them. No, they know that this is a big game. They're baby stepping. They're temperamental. I think if you ask a diehard Michigan fan, is that they're a little bit nervous about this game. Now, they're confident in the team, and they hope that they have, but there's some nerves. And I think that when you have a team that you support, that you see good things coming and potential, that's how you go into the game. And I think that this weekend, I'm confident in both Michigan teams. But they are up against. It's going to be tough games on both parts, whether it's Michigan, Nebraska, or MSU, Rutgers. I'd still take both of them against the spread.
Yeah, okay, and right, I take the spread. Now this is my thing. Nebraska does well against ranked teams and pretty good teams, all right? They do,
but not Illinois. But they lose to Illinois.
Yeah, except for that game.
Okay.
Are we judging teams off one game?
No, I mean because Nebraska has the same qualities as Michigan. They beat a MAC team too. That's a big win, according to, I was told those are big wins.
Yeah, good wins. All right, and so
I knew you're saying it again. I know.
Play to win the game.
Play to win the game. You can't control who you play. You can only control what, how you play. All right, so going into this game right now, Nebraska has played. They played good football this whole year against good teams. And if you look at it right now, Rutgers has been dog walked by. We didn't dog walk. Michigan didn't dog walk them, but they got dog walked by Ohio State. It was pretty bad. And so I don't have an issue with MSU going to Rutgers. I think they're going to pull. I think they're not only going to win by 5, but I'm thinking it's going to be a 3-score game.
Wow,
Nebraska,
that's aggressive on the road.
Wow, yeah. I'm liking the chili you're throwing, bud.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a 3-score game. I'm not going to. It might be.
You
17.
give me Nebraska plus 20 for eggs.
No, I'm going to do Nebraska plus 20.
Okay. I'm sorry. You give me Rutgers plus 20 for eggs.
No, I'll do plus 17.
No, give me 20.
That's 3 scores. That's 3 scores.
3 scores. 3 touchdowns. Be 21. I'm only taking 20.
I didn't say 3 touchdowns. I said 3 scores. That's what I said. You see
So
how he tried
9.
to turn
You
him
can get 9 at the most, Neil. You can get 9 at the most.
Yeah,
That's
three
scores.
Yeah, I'm surprised you
17.
didn't say I'll give you 6.
That's
it's
more
3
than
safeties.
5.
17.
The line's 5. He could probably
Yeah.
get 9 out of them.
I'll take 17.
All right.
For eggs?
For eggs.
17
hold
for
on.
eggs?
No. For eggs. For
Everybody
MSU,
stop.
Rutgers
Everybody
game
stop.
This week right here, 4 eggs.
Art, do we
With
have
cheese.
do we have it rolling? 4 scrambled eggs with cheese.
Scrambled.
I, Neal Ruhl.
You want to? I want mine scrambled.
That's how I want mine too.
All right.
I, Neal
In a
Ruhl.
to-go box,
Yes.
not just out getting cold. And I want to hear right here at 10:50.
Okay. I, Neal Ruhl, being of sound mind and body, have hereby agreed to placing a wager of 4 eggs with cheese scrambled.
But I want to change one thing.
On the line.
I want to change one thing.
I have Rutgers plus 17.
I want to change one thing. I want just one thing. 10:45. I want it right here. 10:45.
Okay. I have Rutgers plus 17.
10:45.
10:45 right here.
Eggs plus 17, 10:45. Hey,
D-Max, the judge and jury.
HR, head of HR, it is booked.
There we
I
go.
booked it. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
So
there
from
it is in
that
the book.
knowledge,
You know what?
if you're
Joique,
a
I'll give you
Joint
credit.
fan, then go lay the farm on Michigan
Yeah.
State.
No, I give you credit because you're a man of your word. A lot of times when you try to call that bluff, people don't come back over the top, but you did.
Okay.
Credit to you.
Okay. We'll just see. Just you know what? I appreciate you. You lost the last bet.
Wait, that was
I
a
came in here,
backhanded compliment
it was right
because you
here.
just said that he took the bet, not the one about Michigan the other day.
Yeah.
Because you're pretty much called him soft for backing out of that bet, but at least he manned up now. Is that
he
what you're
manned up
trying
now.
to
Yeah.
say?
No, I didn't say that. You said that.
I said that.
Now, I agree with what you said, but I didn't say it. That was great right there, wasn't it, on the
was
fly?
great. That was great. You got him, Joique. Hey, you got him, bud.
You know what,
I'll
man?
make sure that
they
they are
get me on the
warm.
board. They get me. They double teaming me right.
Hey,
No respect
Way
in
to
here.
lead them.
Is
into
it 1 o'clock
gambling.
yet?
I like it.
Is it one?
is-
John Dawson says, here goes Tool again, hating again, calling it facts as he interrupts. I'm just saying what I was told. Like, I love how I get called out for this
Yeah,
stuff.
because
I didn't say it.
Different type of guy. Just a different type of guy.
No, I didn't say it. Chuck says, I don't like night games on the road from day one. And that's fair. Like, if you want to hit me with that, if you want to say, look, it's going to be a big-time environment, it's Nebraska. But remember, Nebraska's been dead for 20-plus years, too. You know, they haven't been a factor in a very, very long time. Why can't we get past that sometimes? Like, this isn't Nebraska.
But
Like,
here's
Tommy
the thing.
Frazier's not walking through that door.
But here's the thing, right? And I just was thinking of this as reading about Scott Frost is basically Harbaugh. Yeah, weren't these the two guys that
Saviors.
had dead men walking at the beginning? Now, Harbaugh could put a bullet, for lack of a better term, in Frost this weekend as far as that program and sort of because of the quietness and the way that they're taking care of business, he knows it too. This is a huge game, and I think that they're going to come out as prepared as ever just because of that in the rear view. At the beginning of the year, remember it was Scott Frost, Nebraska, Jim Harbaugh. Who's worse? Who's done a crappier job? Well, this can really put the number 9 Michigan, this can really catapult Harbaugh and his quiet and just letting the work on the field do his talking. So expect that this weekend.
D. Smitty says he has Michigan 38, Nebraska 24, and Michigan State 31, Rutgers 14. So that'll be a push. There would be no eggs involved then.
Do I get eggs if you push?
12-1 on the draw,
Yeah, there you
the 60-minute draw. Dom Rivera says, put it on the board. So we do. Art, we have that on the board.
We have it on the board. +5.
I'm about +5. I'm
You're
about
gonna
that
have to have
action.
an eggs counter. It's like my 5 and 34 counter. An eggs bet counter.
Right.
See who's
It's
who's
a
one of
fair
these
wager.
bets.
It's a fair wager.
Uh,
Hold up, but listen, you can't bet on games, remember, because you're part of the NCAA.
yeah, but we got eggs on the line here.
You can bet eggs. He can bet with you.
Pete Smith says, Jim Harbaugh is the candy corn of college football coaches. It's candy, so it has to be good, but deep down, you know it's not.
I like that. I like that. Candy corn's not good for you?
Terrible. It's horrible. Worst thing ever invented.
Joique, now
Worse.
we'll vibe on this one, and it's getting to be. And usually I save this for around Halloween time.
It is,
But
around Halloween time.
I'll revisit it as we get closer. But do not put that crap out and give that stuff to kids, dude. The candy corn.
What? Candy corn's great.
It's terrible.
What? Neil?
It's horrible.
Neil, are you okay?
Hey, what are you talking about?
Oh,
I gotta think that there's more.
great.
If
You
Neal's
feed
so
that to
adamant
your
about
kids,
this,
Art?
he found out
Artemis,
that
you
there's
feed that to
more
your kids?
sugar
I don't give my kids
in candy corn than probably it's worse for you, it sounds like, than Coca-Cola.
No, like it's basically wax. Like,
It's
that's
good
my first
wax. What are you
problem.
talking
Wait, bro. Now, what?
Well, yeah,
Wait,
there is
candy
some other
corn's been
good wax out there.
this whole time, and I didn't know that? You can smoke candy corn? Whoa. Yes. Drop it off my house.
No, candy corn, trash. The whole candy corn family. Candy corn's the biggest trash of it all.
Wow. And what about the cardboard peanuts? Those are
Circus
trash.
peanuts
Yeah.
in that family.
Okay.
Peeps in that family.
Peeps, absolutely. Candy corns are good,
Those
though.
Boston baked bean things in that family.
I'd go with that.
Bit-O honey in that family.
Yeah.
I call it the candy corn family of stuff you should never give to children, ever.
All
And
of
if
us
you do that,
never
if
give
you
all
guys
of
are
us
putting that
children.
kind of stuff out during Halloween, if that's what you're giving to the kids, then shut the light off and call it a day.
100%.
And don't
Might as well
participate
give
in
razor
Halloween.
blades and apples.
You know what they're doing now for Halloween? They just putting candy on like in front of the door and tell the kids, have a sign to say Happy Halloween. Just let them take what they want and they leave.
That's even worse. I hate that.
Hey, it's a whole pandemic out here.
Oh,
Can never
here
get
we
you
go.
safe.
Chuck Brewer, a serving size of candy corn, which according to Brock's is about 15 pieces, contains 22 grams of added sugar. Is that bad?
Well, you're looking at over 1 gram of sugar per piece of candy corn. So,
Again, is that bad?
yeah.
Okay.
I would
you
think
gotta
so.
remember.
Well, let me see. If I had 1 serving of candy
Remember,
corn,
I'm
that
an
would be more
alcoholic,
than my
not a
sugar for a
diabetic.
day.
Neal, I'm going to do something. If I'm still employed here in November, which hopefully I am, I want to do a 1 month of no sugar. And we'll talk about it after because you inspired me.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, Neal. These two other guys, they haven't inspired me so much. You've inspired me.
All right,
That's why you
cool.
Art. Art is a liar, and he's here for the content because I always inspire Art. But I'm never bringing you around my friends again. Never again.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Canuck Duke says, if you give out candy corn for Halloween, you deserve whatever vandalism happens to your house. I agree, my friend.
Oh my God.
I certainly agree with that. Robert says, what about the people that give out an apple? LOL. Yeah, an apple, pennies. What about the people that give out a toothbrush?
What about the people who give out free haircuts?
Oh, well,
That's pretty strong.
Yeah, that'd be a good Halloween little trick-or-treat prize. Thank you. Joique, I'm proud of you.
He grows up and he grows up and he grows up.
Look at that. Look at me inspiring Art.
I really do.
Look at me inspiring Art.
Now,
right
only if you could hit as hard as Clarissa Shields. I'll take things that will never happen for 500, Alex. Rest in peace to the GOAT.
Don't ever
anyway,
think I can't hit harder than Clarissa
you can't
Shields.
hit harder than
And you
Clarissa
make sure
Shields.
she sees this.
Let's be honest.
You make sure she
Clarissa
sees
Shields. No, stop. All right, let's talk about Lady Jane's. We like simple stuff. We like football. It's a football weekend. If you're going on a date this weekend, listen, you don't want to be looking like me. I've needed a haircut for a month now.
Even if you're not going on a date, you don't want to be
still
looking
don't
like
want to
you.
look like me. Thank you, Neal.
Self-grooming.
Wait till I start the no sugar diet.
Self-love.
You want to be looking handsome and clean. Get to Lady Jane's, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. I thought I was in Northern Michigan again with my lover. It's wicked awesome.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We're recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
Hire a graduate
of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Coming down the stretch here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neal Ruhl. This guy over here is Joique Bell. That guy over there is D-Mac, Darren McCarty in the house. Alex Haggerty says you guys can send me your candy corn. I love that stuff. I just got to question your mental sanity there, Alex. I don't know. I don't know what the problem is with that.
It's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
The flavor, everything. I don't like nothing about it.
Yeah.
Makes my back itch.
Robert's talking about Art getting a haircut, and they say trim that Wolfman costume at Lady Jane's.
He doesn't grow hair.
No, that like I struggle to grow a beard. It's bad.
With this, listen, this is the only amount of facial hair I can grow, and I'm not getting rid of it. I'm not getting laid either way, so who cares?
You gotta water.
Yeah. I mean, if I was getting laid, then yeah, I'd trim up and look pretty. I'm not getting laid, so who cares? I'm looking good for me.
You're not getting laid. You can never water it.
We talked about it a little bit earlier in the show, but I did want to get into it. Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, the third of their trilogy tomorrow in Las Vegas. It's a big time event. It's a big time fight. Lots of people are intrigued. Art has a podcast, The Art of Combat. And he's pretty spot on with the combat sports.
The betting, not so much.
The betting, not so much. But I'll get you right. That's coming up in just a few minutes as well. We'll get to our picks in the next segment. I will have my Get Right special. It'll surprise you guys a little bit, but I'll have that. But Art, speaking of the Wilder Fury fight, we'll get to our thoughts and all that stuff. You had a special little bonus edition of the Pick'em. Give people a little nugget that they can open up mybookie.ag and get down on.
I did, and I appreciate that, Neil. So there's a couple picks that you should consider. Now, listen, you're dealing with the guy who, when it comes to parlay, is not the best, but I am good at single bets. As far as the fight goes, we've had one draw, one knockout, and now we're on the trilogy fight. So when I look at the MyBookie odds and I see the numbers as far as what the draw could be at plus 2,200, you got to put $10 on it. $10, that's it. Another good pick, considering that I honestly believe that Fury has figured Wilder out. I could see the fight ending early, honestly. So I would almost recommend, or if you're going to go a little crazy, put $10 on the draw and then put $10 at plus 1,600 for a round 3 knockout. I know it's crazy, but if Fury gets it done, you might get it done earlier than last time. It was almost, towards the later rounds in the fight. Take that plus 1,600 round 3 knockout from Fury.
Do you get that either way? Is it as long as there is a knockout in round 3?
No, so that's just Fury.
That's just Fury knockout in round 3.
Yeah, that's just Fury. So if you're Team Fury, yeah, I would take either an earlier round in knockouts, or I would take, the decision, which really isn't much. I would go for that round 3. I just have a feeling, when I've had feelings before, people get pregnant. No one's going to get pregnant in this. So
here's the bet. I think, for me anyways, if you take Wilder, it's at plus 205 right now, plus the knockouts in the first 2 rounds, and then the draw. So figure out how to spread your $25 or $20 or whatever around there. If you're going to take Fury, I think 3rd, 4th round knockout or the draw is your best bet to make money where the odds are there to find it, Art, right? Because
put money on Deontay.
When you look at I'm looking at some of the odds right now. Like Fury's a minus 265, so obviously putting $10 on that, you're not going to get much back off of that. Wilder's a plus 205, just straight out. Like to win, whether it's DQ, whether it's knockout, decision.
And that's something, and Joique, I'm kind of on your side because I've seen it as high as 235. And again, that's depending on where you shop, quote unquote shop. I think once you get Wilder north of $2, I think it's a value spin. And I'm not saying he's going to win. I'm saying you're getting more than 2-1 on your money with somebody with that kind of punching power. Now, granted, are you correct to some degree? Yeah, I mean, the footage that we saw the last fight would suggest that Tyson Fury...
And if you're going crazy with it, too, and you're doing the round 3 with Fury, do Wilder by decision. It's both plus 1,600. So it's like Wilder could stick through, but his legs, the way that his legs work, if you actually watch the footage, they're about the size of toothpicks.
Yeah.
So, that to me, you wobble easier when it's like that. I'm just trying to trigger Joique. I'm waiting for Joique to explode.
What do you got on the fight, Joique? What do you got on it?
I put 100 on it.
Oh, yeah?
On what, though? Straight up Wilder or what?
Straight up Wilder.
Straight up Wilder? Okay.
That to me isn't a bad bet because, listen, Wilder's coming for blood this time. The first fight was the draw. The second one, I wouldn't say he was winning that fight by any means. He was getting outstruck, but at the same time, it's the heavyweight, so anything could happen. But the fact that he lost that fight in such dramatic fashion, that sucks. He's got something to prove. Plus, he's got to back his words up, man. I mean, you blamed it on the outfit. Then you blamed it on Fury's gloves. I mean, how many more excuses?
Here's the thing, Art, and you know this, right? Is that as a guy who's fought, you can look into somebody's eyes and know if you have them. And after that fight, there was sort of the glaze and the loss. Like, I don't believe the conviction behind.
Well,
right?
that
I'm a big
went
wrestling
back.
fan. In wrestling,
to this day,
I don't have to like it.
Yeah,
but you got to believe it, right?
Do it, Joique. Do it to this day.
I did it.
If you got that video, dude,
I will find it because that was.
But you got to believe, and I don't know if it's all
to
talk.
this day.
Because when I see Tyson Fury, he is a Gypsy King, and he's coming like Brad Pitt in Snatch, bro. It's just a lot bigger. He's a pikey, and he's just a lot bigger. You're not gonna. He's a Gypsy King. He knows what it is. He's a smart fighter. He knows to the fact that Wilder's gonna come out. Wilder, if he's gonna win, is gonna win in the first or second round, and Fury's gonna be ready. I just think that he's
I'm
gonna
say this right now. So for people who are boxing fans, who knows boxing. Tyson Fury is a better boxer.
No question.
He's a better boxer. Okay?
I agree.
Right? You know, Deontay Wilder, he's more of a I'm gonna catch you slipping type of guy, and he has that power.
He's chocolate out.
Listen. Don't get it twisted, though. Don't get it twisted. 98% of Deontay Wilder's wins have come by knockout. Like, that's insane.
No, he's got the punch.
But, like you said, how much has the Gypsy King been in Deontay Wilder's head?
Well, when a knockout guy gets knocked out, right? No, when you got a guy walking around with a sledgehammer and somebody stops him, because there's always somebody bigger, that you question yourself, and you're either going to come back and learn from that and be stronger because you're built that way, or you're smoke and mirrors. In this case, Wilder's got to prove to me he's not smoke and mirrors. Fury is Fury.
Yeah.
And he'll come out to prove it.
Epic on our YouTube chat thread says Deontay Wilder is shook. He ain't winning against Fury. And I will say this, because in reading the social media, and they have the clips from both the other fights, that moment when Fury took that shot from Wilder in the first fight, and people had a freeze frame on Wilder's face when Fury got up from that, because he had never seen that before.
Yeah.
And that look on his face, and going back to what you said, the eyes told the truth there.
That's what I'm saying. When
he was stunned.
Thor's hammer and you hit Thanos with it and he gets up, that's not supposed to happen.
But that, to me, honestly, like, and I'm not going to sit here in front and act like, I'm the world's biggest boxing fan. I'm an MMA guy. But that, to me, was top 5, at least in my memory, greatest moments in boxing, and one of, if not, the best moments in heavyweight history. I mean, when he rises up like the Undertaker.
Like the Undertaker.
Yeah, that was insane. But what trumps everything, is this moment right here.
You know what I'm talking about, man. You know what? I dare you to sit up there and say, explain. You know what I'm talking about, man. He's fighting people. You know we've been fighting 400 and still fighting to this day.
Hit him in the back of the head, man.
To this day.
Hit him in the back of the head, man.
Yeah. So regardless, and hopefully we don't get flagged for that, because I just wanted the To This Day clip. But regardless, I think like D-Mac said, and when you fight and you get that, one of my favorite fighters is Tony Ferguson. He's on such a skid right now that I know when he comes back, he's going to lose. You see it in their eyes, and it's the saddest thing ever, especially when your only loss is to Fury. 40-plus fights.
And that's the feeling I get with Deontay Wilder. It's just when he got up from that shot, it shook him.
Yeah.
But again, he has that power, and I think when you're north of 2-1, when you're getting more than $2 on your dollar, I think that power is worth a spin. I'm not saying bet your mortgage on or anything like that. I'm saying if you're gonna, if you're ordering the fight with your boys or whatever, and you're having a couple beers, $25 on it.
They're only. Was it they lost to each other?
One draw. Yeah.
No, Fury's never been. Fury's undefeated. Deontay Wilder's lost to Fury, obviously.
Oh, they say he's 30-1.
30-0-1. The one draw.
No. Deontay Wilder's 42-1-1. Right. And it says Tyson Fury's 31-0. 30? I'm just telling you. That's what it has on there. Go check it.
Yeah, let me here. We'll
pull
it up right here, and wherever you're getting your sources, they're wrong.
Okay.
Fury has never been defeated. He's only had one draw. So obviously, here's the tail of the tape. What sticks out to me is that 2-inch reach, because I automatically thought that just by looking at stature that Deontay Wilder was bigger than Fury. And when you look at the reach, 85 to 83, and also Fury has 2 inches on him.
And the weight is one of the biggest things.
But when you look at the first fight,
they might have. I think that the weight might be like a 30 to 40 pound.
I think the legs, man, you nailed it. Look at the structure, and you throw punches from your hip.
But I tell you what, what's shocking though, I mean, look at this, like 41 KOs. He has almost double the KOs to Tyson Fury. So again, when it comes to the heavyweights, anything could happen. I'm excited for boxing for once. Or other than when Clarissa Shields fights, which she'll never be my friend, and it's because of this man right here. It's because of him. I know what you did.
Never.
She stopped. She used to share my stuff and everything. Joique, talk to her. I know how you operate, Joique.
I figured the Flint connection.
That's what I thought too. I had the keys to the city, and they went missing. And Joique's like going like this, So I know.
That's the way he works. No, but I'm looking forward to being entertained, though. I am.
Yeah.
I mean, it is good for boxing, and we got some people in here like Machiavelli Sucks says in our YouTube chat thread says boxing is better. It's a thing too. Robert says they already fought twice and he can't knock them out, and Wilder knows it's all about the matchups like all sports are. And yeah, overall you're right. But north of 2.5 to 1, when you got to lay 2.5 to 1, I'm just not.
Here's
not
the thing,
that.
though. Boxing's got 2 fights that actually have like
the
me
juice,
as a fan. Like I'm telling you, if there's any way that we can cover when it comes around, and I know we will, the Canelo and Caleb Plant fight. That fight to me is leagues and bounds above this because we kind of know. Now I know someone could play this tape on Monday and be like, "Art's an idiot," but we kind of know what's going to happen with this fight. We kind of know. So I mean, listen, it's boxing. One punch can shock the world. We'll see what happens. So.
No, and we will, and I'm just looking forward to it to hang out on Saturday night with the guys. Have a couple drinks.
Wait, that's weird. Hey, what guys? Are we all hanging out or something?
Are you coming to Vegas?
Oh yeah, my connecting flight. I take the red eye, so
you don't catch a red eye going from the.
Tried to get your flight, Art, but you want to get in for the fight in time. Sorry,
Idiot.
bud. Next time.
Wait, what do you mean you don't connect a red light? Red eye? What are you talking about? You can't do a red eye flight from here to Vegas? No? Okay. I've been on a plane like twice.
A red eye, like you leave like at 11, like late 11, even 10 o'clock or midnight, 1 in the morning from the West Coast, and by the time you land on the East Coast, it's morning. It's morning.
Listen, you're doing some Bitcoin talk right now. I just don't understand. So you win, Joique.
Yeah. Just don't say you're catching a red eye.
Can I take a red eye Greyhound?
I guess theoretically you could.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, I do want to get it's time. It's that time. I'm gonna get you right. Big D Energy Pick'em. We got all that popping off, Art.
We do. We have all that popping off.
We'll be back with more Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network.
Okay, you thirsty little spin goblins. I want you to pedal into the next dimension. Spin it! Spin! Spin! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame. Spin! Spin! Spin till you bleed!
Don't ride the bike of shame. Come to Planet Fitness and find your own lane with tons of equipment, free fitness training, and no hissing. Join today for just $10 a month.
It is that time here on Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Joique Bell, D-Mac, Darren McCarty. We're doing the Big D Energy Pick'em. Because this ties into it, I'm going to go ahead and get to this now, D-Mac, if you don't mind.
Yep.
It's time for old Uncle Neal to get you right. I delivered for you last week, as you knew that I would. You had to stay up late, and you had to stream it on the Mountain West website to watch it. But it was all worth it for all of you that were on New Mexico State, plus the 28 point. You were never in danger. Old Uncle Neal took care of you. And we're 3-2, and we're rolling right now. We're hitting at 60%. This is a big week for the Get You Right special, and I got you. Now, usually, and Fish was disappointed when I told him this, because my calling card is that CBS Sports Network Mountain West game. There's nothing that really caught my eye, but there is one blood bank guarantee.
Ooh, a blood
now, it's
bank.
earlier. It's earlier, and you all are going to be watching it anyway. Joique, I am taking Michigan over Nebraska, laying the 3.5. I'm recommending you could get cute with this one. Take the alt line, bump it up to 6.5 if you want. Try to get you some plus money on it. But set it in stone. If the noon games and the 3:30 games don't treat you right, unload on Michigan minus a 3.5 against Nebraska, because Michigan will beat these guys. Nebraska, I don't believe in them. I don't buy them. They had a cute effort against Oklahoma, but it's funny because everyone celebrates that effort against Oklahoma, and as soon as they finish saying that sentence, they're like, well, Spencer Rattler sucks, and Oklahoma's overrated. You can't have it both ways, folks. And from what I've seen of Nebraska this year, there is no threat to Michigan in this football game. It might be close at the end of the first quarter. It might be a one-score game at halftime, but in the end, Michigan will run away with this one. You're 4-2. You're welcome. I'm standing by this one. I'm standing by this one, folks.
I'll take this, man.
I'm confused. Don't you hate Michigan? Isn't that what everybody says? You hate Michigan?
No, I don't hate Michigan.
Wait, you're calling it like you see it.
I'm calling it like I see it. And this Nebraska team.
And you're putting wow. Doesn't this go against everything? Like, if you're such a hater of Michigan, then you would never realize that this is probably Neal Ruhl's best bet. He's putting his record on the line. So all you clowns in the thing, he just calls it like he sees it, and that gives me more confidence into taking Michigan.
It takes a lot for me to say that, right?
Michigan State this weekend. I thought it would go that way, but now I'm sure I don't even have to watch.
I'm gonna tell you this: he doesn't call it how he sees it. If you recall, beginning of the season, right? We said that this is the same old Michigan team. I told you it was a different team. It was a different team. He said, well, they're not playing anybody in the first 4 weeks. We got to see when they play. We have to see when they play Wisconsin. That's going to be the true test. See if they can go on the road and win. And they went on the road and they won the game against Wisconsin.
Yeah, that 1-3 Wisconsin team.
Was that our fault? They won in 3. Is that our fault? But beginning of the season, you said that was the true test.
Right. And little did I know.
And then when we play them, it's not a test no more.
Well, this is what it's based on. I've got some data now in the Big Ten, and this Big Ten, this is not a good year for the Big Ten outside of Ohio State, Penn State, and Iowa. It's not.
What about Michigan and MSU?
Well, we're going to see. Like, it's in the process right now of what it's October.
That in the process for
it's
them?
It's like the first. It's the second weekend of October. Now I know Michigan loves to celebrate the Heisman around this time of year. I get that. I understand that's tradition. They're going to beat the brakes off Nebraska. This Nebraska team is bad. It's bad. Frost will not be employed there at the end of this year. It's bad. And I love, this is Nebraska out here talking about, we were so close against Oklahoma. We were so close. Oh, we went to overtime at Michigan State. Come on. It's over. It's been over. This Nebraska team is awful. It's awful. Don't believe me? Watch the tape of the Illinois game.
So my question, guys, if we're talking Big Ten here, because it's a big game, to me, this is to see what's up, is Penn State at Iowa, number 4 and number 3. Iowa is giving 1.5. I think Iowa. I like that Iowa team. I like defense. So, I mean, it's something that we will know. The best thing is coming out of this game, whether you're a Michigan fan or Michigan State fan, what you're going to have to deal with and who you're going to have to deal with before.
All right.
I won't bet on that game.
I like the way, but do you have any inkling of how that game's going to go?
Yeah, I'm not a believer in Iowa either. Like, I really like Penn State in that game because of their ability to. At some point, Iowa's not going to get 5 turnovers every game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At some point, your offense does have to go win the game. And we're getting to that time of the year now where things are starting to find its level. And at some point, Iowa's going to have to score. I just don't have faith that they can do it. But let's do it. Let's get into the Big D Energy Pick'em. Michigan, Nebraska. You know where I stand already, Joique. Michigan, Nebraska getting 3.5. Who you got?
No, I got Michigan.
You got Michigan?
No, they'll win and they'll cover.
All right, D-Mac? Michigan. All right, so we're straight across the board there. Plus, I give it my Get Right special of the week. This upsets Chuck, I see. Neal's putting the hex on Michigan. No, Chuck, that's wrong because I deliver. When you've had a bad day, I get you right.
Along.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I deliver.
Real quick, guys, I want to put on the backboard, too, before we wrap up this segment. There's some key games that I want you guys to give picks for. So if you're ready for them now, I can throw them up, or it's up to you guys.
Yeah, put them up there. Let's see what we got here.
We'll start with the NFL here, and that is the wrong one. So that's
good job, Art.
Hang on. We're all new here. Okay.
All right, there we go.
Let's start with college.
So we got the Michigan, Nebraska out of the way. Michigan State, Rutgers. Michigan State, a 5.5-point favorite. Joique, Michigan State, you got? Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we got eggs on it. Remember?
We do have eggs on it. Go ahead, D-Man.
Sparty.
I think Sparty will cover the 6, but they ain't covering 17, and I'll be having some eggs on Mr. Joique Bell. Oklahoma at Texas. Big Ten fans lost their mind because College Game Day chose to set up shop at the Red River rivalry. I don't think everybody fully understands that Fox has the rights to the Big Ten game, so Fox is going to do their show from there. But I digress. We can talk about that stuff later. Oklahoma, who Nebraska was really, really close against. Go ahead, Darren.
I'm going to take Oklahoma.
Taking Oklahoma minus the 3. Who you got, Joique?
To win the game or to cover?
Texas is getting 3. So who you got to cover?
Texas.
Texas? Okay. I think
don't go off of me because this is based off emotional. Right now,
that's based off emotional. All right, I got you on that one. I got you on that one. Man, that is a tough one. I want to take Oklahoma because I feel the same way about Texas that I do about Nebraska, but I think I'm with you, Joique. This Oklahoma team, they may be number 5 in the nation, but they're not playing like it right now. So I think I'm taking Texas in that one as well. Georgia at Auburn. Georgia's a 15.5-point favorite.
If Georgia's going to be at the end of the year in that top 4, they got to make a statement game right here. So I got Georgia all the way here.
That's a cover.
This
one. That's a lot of points.
There's a lot of points, and they've been playing well. And the thing is, it's going to be this game is going to be deciphered by how well Auburn decides to come out and play. And when I say, I don't think they're going to
You never know what Auburn team you're going to get.
Right, you don't know what you're going to get. And so for that fact and that inconsistency, I'm going to have to go with Georgia.
Yeah, I think I'm taking Auburn in this one. Yeah. Georgia, certainly they're good. They're a very good football team, but Georgia's always going to Georgia at some point. They always do every year. They're going
to Stafford it.
Hey,
that's where Stafford got it from. That's what you're trying to say. Are you trying to
true.
allude to something? Are you trying to say something?
It's funny because I used to call Georgia the Michigan of the SEC. But then Michigan fell below what Georgia is in the SEC, so I don't call Georgia the Michigan in the SEC anymore. But they don't, at some point, Georgia's. Now, a couple of years ago, they waited up until the 4th quarter of the national title game to Georgia, but in the end, they still Georgia'd, if that makes any sense, which they did.
What's the next game on there?
What we got next, Art?
Oh, my gosh.
We got Penn State at Iowa.
I don't have
you got to pick one, Joique. Play along.
Come on, Joique. We got to get to the backboard.
Penn
State plus the 1.5.
I got Iowa because I want to see Iowa beat Penn State because I think that's who is a better team to have to win against to move further.
I got Penn State too. I don't believe in Iowa at all. You talk about soft schedules. That's a soft schedule that Iowa has had. And finally, Notre Dame at Virginia Tech. They have it as a pick'em on the sheet. Really? Huh. What do you got, Joique? Notre Dame at Virginia Tech.
Notre Dame.
Yeah, Notre Dame. Who you got?
I'm taking Tech for Drew Lane.
I am too. Drew's my guy, man.
He's my guy.
I'm taking Virginia Tech too. The inner Sandman and all that stuff.
Let's watch what happens.
I'm about it.
Let's see what happens.
Real quickly, guys, before we cut off.
Eggs on that too?
No, I don't. Lions Vikings. Vikings minus 9.5. Joique. Vikings.
You know what? I hope I'm wrong and we win, but no, Vikings all day. The guy who bet at $500,000 at 7.5.
No. If we're talking about betting, yeah, I'll put my money on Vikings. We're talking about be hopeful. I'm gonna go with the Lions.
Yeah. Darren, this is one of my specialties here. I'm zigging because everyone's zagging, so I'm zigging. I'm gonna take the Lions plus the 9.5. Yes, plus the 9.5. It's just I don't have any basis for it. It always seems like when everybody's all one way, if you go the other way, you win more often than not. So that's where I am. I guess I'm the only guardian of the Lions this weekend.
The Guardian Alarm can help you because they get a good defense on and off the field, helps you feel secure. And that's why Guardian Alarm is your trusted source. That's right. If you're looking for 24/7 local monitoring, maybe you're looking for convenient features like checking the temperature, controlling the lights, all of that, well, make sure that you check out Guardian Alarm. You can get more information by calling 1-800
Stay out.
1-800 Stay Out. Thank you, Fish. That's 1-800
Stay out.
That's right. Guardian Alarm has been a trusted source for over 90 years at keeping families safe. Coming up, the drama. Will Joique Bell end up on the Woodward Sports backboard? We'll talk about it next.
Tony is a third-generation logger that has a simple, practical approach to life and work. That's why his Coast DX342 knife is perfect for him. The stainless steel blade is rust-resistant and made for all-weather use. And the double roll-lock safety ensures that it will never inadvertently close when he doesn't want it to. That's why Coast is trusted tough.
Back at it. Big D energy coming down the stretch here on a Friday. Now, look, those of you, Joique Bell to my right now, D-Mac, Darren McCarty to my left. Those of you yesterday were here. The Woodward Sports, We Are Detroit Sports. Great work done by our graphics guy, Justin. I mean, just incredible work done by him. And Justin is joining us here today. There was a hot topic of discussion. People got into who should be on, who should be off. And Joique Bell himself, former Wayne State great, former Detroit Lion, the winner of the Division II Heisman, the Harlan Hill Award. Man, scored almost 100 touchdowns in college. All that.
No.
He was appalled.
I was responsible for 100 touchdowns. I was.
He was responsible for 100 touchdowns. I want to get those numbers right. He was appalled. He was beside himself. More than that, he was disappointed that he was not on the wall as a Wayne State Warrior. Justin, who designed the graphic, is here. Now, Joique, we're going to let Justin speak his piece. He's gonna talk about it.
Okay.
He's going to talk about it and explain why, Justin, you have the floor. And first off, props to you. You're a man of valor.
Thank you. Good job.
You're a man of valor. You stand here in front of this camera. Break it down for us. Explain the process.
Before you break it down, I just love how you're sitting there so pompous. Just, I'm above it all. I love it.
Yeah, there's been a lot of words thrown around, and it's time to set the record straight. So, before I get into the story, I kind of want to recap the last 48 hours for me, from my end. So, Wednesday night, I'm clicking away on my computer, and Fish is getting ready to leave, and Fish is like, hey, Joique, he's not on the banner, and I'm not even really paying attention. I'm like, yeah, he wasn't approved. Second those words come out of my mouth, regret. I'm like, I just told Fish. He's going to tell everyone. So I'm like, Fish, please don't tell anybody. That's top secret, right?
Let me ask you a question. When you said it's not approved, when you made this, who?
Well, Joique, he's going to get to that.
We're going to get into that.
Let him speak his piece, Joique.
So you already know the story.
No, I don't know the story. So we will never know the story if you keep asking him questions. So go ahead.
Right. So,
oh my God, Neal.
So 20 minutes later, in our group chat, I got a voice message from Fish. My sources say that Joique wasn't approved. I'm like, all right, perfect. So now, this is going to get rough. Then yesterday happens, and we're really throwing some accusations around. We're wanting to get to the bottom of this. And I was really nervous because, Joique and I are pretty tight. We talk about cryptos.
Conspiracy theories.
Yeah, he told me what kind of Tesla model he has. Sometimes
stuff we talk about, Art.
Sometimes he even calls me to clip YouTube videos for him. So we're really close, you know.
Wow.
And
what
so
a great friend.
I really didn't want to get involved, so I just kind of hid yesterday. But I thought about it, and I had to come on here and set the record straight and tell you guys the full story.
Please
do. We got some music. If you want to start the music, okay. So let me take you guys back early March, long time ago, right? And these guys come to me and they're like, we got a really cool project. These windows over here on the wall, it's pretty bright. We want to come up with a cool design, a window vinyl wrap design that can block out the sun, and it'll have all the Detroit/Michigan legends. And today's all about honesty, right? So I'm not the biggest sports guy. I've never really known much about sports. So as soon as I hear that, I'm thinking oh, cool. I'll get Eminem, Aretha Franklin, Tim Allen, Kristen Bell. And they're like, no, it's Detroit sports athletes. I'm like, oh, yeah, well, that makes a lot of sense. So I start coming up with a list of names, and I'm putting this design together. And this window is huge, right? We're going to need a lot of names to fill up this window. So I'm gathering stuff up, and I'm working on it, and there's some of the names right there that we're coming up with. So I'm getting this first draft done, and this thing's taking a lot. This is a huge project. This thing took over a month or two to get it all done. And so I'm working on the first design, and I've got all these names and faces cut out. Alex is in the back helping me cut these names out, and it's time to present the first. Check it out. Let's see where we're at. Let's see the progress. So I show it to him, and as I'm looking at it, I'm thinking we probably got to put Joique on here. So I make a mental note. I'm we're gonna add Joique to this. So I'm presenting it, and they're looking at it, and they're right off the bat, Stafford, he can't be on there. I'm what are you talking about, Stafford? That's our guy. And he's look, what has he done for us? He can't go on there. So I'm wow, all right. So take Stafford off, and I'm guys, we got to put Joique on this thing, right?
Who's guys?
Well, I'm going to name names. For sure.
Better.
So I'm what about Joique? They're Joique doesn't get to go on that thing. It's a Detroit sports legends. And I'm this isn't going to be
Where's
good.
Wayne State?
So Detroit sports legend.
So who?
Or,
Zion
well, Michigan / Detroit.
So Michigan / Detroit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, continue.
So they're like, look, like, dude, he hasn't even ever had a season with more than 1,000 yards. Like, he's not going on the window. I'm like, wow, okay,
That's
all
crazy,
right.
'cause
like,
I swear I had over 1,000 yards receiving and rushing.
so
2 years
they're like,
back
he's
to back.
not a legend. He's not a legend.
cool.
I'm thinking,
Who said that?
just give me a couple more minutes. I promise I'll tell you who
Well, we
said
got
it.
about 3, Justin.
Oh,
so,
yeah, you
yeah.
got no
Okay.
time.
So you got to speed it
Yeah.
up.
All right, so working on the next round of the draft of the design. I show it to him again. Maz is giving me a list of names. I'm looking up black and white photos because they're all really old, trying to fill this up. They're like, look, Joique doesn't even get to go on there again. They said no again.
Who? So
Okay,
Mass said
I'll
no.
tell you
So
who it
who
was.
was? Who?
Is this like the chairs?
Is it Mass?
It was Adam Baydoun. Chad had nothing to do with it. It wasn't Chad's call.
Adam, you are a. Can I?
You can't swear.
Can I say?
Hey, you know what? 3 more minutes and you can
Adam,
say whatever you want.
You don't
Joique,
ever
but-
shake. You don't ever
so-
shake my hand again. Hold on, real quick. You sit down now, Adam. You sit down now, Adam. Adam, you have a seat right now.
Hold
Adam.
on. So
We
my
got- we
point,
got-
Justin, right
Yeah.
to you, if
Yeah.
you were, and this is because, and hey, everybody,
I know
from the
it was a
chat,
Justin call.
the work that you put into this and everything else. Couple things, right? Because that's the the knowledge and communication. You're not a sports guy, so you would never know that you don't put Ernie
I took it
Hartwell
very serious.
beside Bo Schembechler because
Yeah.
Bo, well, why Bo's on there to begin with? Who knows?
That's my problem.
But because what is Bo? 2-8.
2-8 in the Rose
So
Bowl,
if we're
0
doing
national
winners, But he
title.
fired Ernie Hartwell, so
And he
that's
fired Ernie
bad.
Hartwell.
And where's Coach Campy?
Greg Campy
right?
should be on there.
Hall of Fame.
Michigan
and
Sports Hall
where
of Fame.
is some sort of the greatest champions in the city right now, Detroit City Football Club? At least a trophy or something showing. That would be my suggestions.
Yeah.
But heck of a job because you know what, bro? First guy you got on there was the right one.
It's true. You were on, and
Justin.
my biggest fear was that
Hold on
I
real
would
quick.
miss someone.
Real quick, Adam.
Yeah,
what
well,
was the
Adam
reason
wasn't
for not putting
worried,
me on there?
obviously.
No.
Adam was trying to duck right now. Adam, why did you want to put me on there? Hop on.
Hey, Justin, real quick.
Did he give you a reason why? I
Much
couldn't go on there?
respect.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What was the reason?
He's like, there's 17 other running backs that have got more yards than Joique. Joique, he's not a legend. He's not going on there.
But we're doing college too, right?
Yeah,
All
because
right,
Brady's
then.
on there.
All right, so we're doing college. What I do in college?
I don't know.
All right, Adam, what I do in college?
Hey, Art,
Can we please
what did
cut
he do?
that
What
one?
did Joique do in college? Just so he knows.
That's
Wayne
a
State,
drop,
Detroit.
everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's a drop. What I do in
listen,
college?
What
I don't
I
know.
will say is this: before we leave, I will say that Joique, you will always have this. Along with Justin 2009 alone, you had 29 touchdowns, over
Nice.
2,000 yards.
Nice.
Okay, we love you here and we appreciate you. And you know what? I'm happy that we at least found out who it was, and we can continue this on Monday.
But we're gonna add me on there now for.
How long does it take to add somebody?
Here, real quick
6 months.
challenge.
You said March, so March is it?
No, just to
8
add
more
one
months?
person.
We'll add you, but here's the deal. Like, to be a Detroit sports legend, you got to make a post. If you can get 2,500 likes by next Friday, you're a legend. You're going on. We'll let Detroit decide.
Joique, yes or no?
What do you think?
I posted about what?
Convincing people that you're a legend. Like, get those likes, whatever. We'll make something cool.
No, if I
Well,
gotta do
who's
that, I'm
put
gonna
the
be on
thing? Where
there.
do I like it?
Well,
It should be up already.
We'll post it after that. Well, I had to get permission.
So, my bad. So all those guys had to make a post. All
No.
those guys had to make a post.
No, Maz
okay,
gave
all
me
right.
these names. Maz approved
no,
these. Yeah.
He approved these.
Yeah.
So So go ask Maz if he approves me going.
So you don't want
to
to do get a like?
No, I'm not. I'll post it, but I'm not about to be considered a legend off of likes off of Instagram.
All right. Okay.
Okay. We'll have to pick this back up on Monday.
I think we will. As a
But
matter
props
of
to
fact.
Justin. Props
Hey,
to
Justin. Good job, man.
Oh, Joique's gone. Joique's gone.
Can I get deuces? Deuces. Have a good
For
weekend,
Justin,
guys.
for Joique Bell, Darren McCarty, everybody here at the Woodward Sports Network,
Gang,
my name
gang.
is Neal Ruhl. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, everyone. Joique, happy trails, bro.
Now the real stuff
Hey,
begins.
we had a good run. Well, see you later, Joique.
Hey guys. Whoa, big gulp, huh? All right. Well, see you later.